All your base all belong to us.
You are on your way to destruction. What you
What you say?
Get all Zeke's for great justice.
I remember
Move every Zeke!
I remember frickin' 2003, 2004 when that was like the biggest meme.
Yeah.
Try 1999. That's when that thing started. It was like 1999. I discovered it around like 2003, 2005, somewhere around there. And then that song was starting and all that stuff.
All your base, all your or something.
All
Anyway.
belong to us. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right. Let me get Audacity up. Well, frig.
What?
Okay. All right. It's just that my video is a little choppy, but it's probably silky smooth on your end, maybe.
Nope, it's choppy as shit.
Unless you've been transported to the old cartoon Hammerman.
Hammerman.
That's the newest Nostalgia Critic episode, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, you remember Hammerman, don't you?
No.
With its... Oh, it was the MC Hammer cartoon.
Oh God, that one. Okay, all right. Okay, we're live. Let's get this show on the road.
Oh, yeah, you actually are moving now, unlike Hammerman.
Yeah. Stop. Hammer time.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Stop. It's podcast time. 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, this is your old pal Cube the Third, and welcome to the 4th episode of Otaku Midnight. Zeke Freak is absent, but I do have an emergency special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Jekyll Geek, the emergency guest. Cube just probably keeps me in a glass most of the time. He just broke it, need be. Well,
What?
You were saying something?
I've been meaning to have you on for a while. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, I'm the usual guest, usual host of the Jekyll Cast. Although there's only been 2 episodes plus a sort of what's the policy of swearing on this podcast?
You can. We drop F-bombs all the fucking time.
Okay, there was 2 official episodes plus the clusterfuck first episode 0, which I'm calling the episode 0, the Nice Pickles double hitter.
Was it the one when the kids like came into your chat and started like talking about shoes, and Zeke had to shoo him off with where the hood at and all that stuff?
Yes.
I don't know what it is. I still try to decide which is the best story: rando death gun guy or kids coming in and talking about shoes and Zeke had to shoo him off with where the hood at.
You gotta send me a link to that. I gotta hear that.
I don't think he actually recorded it. At least that's.
Fuck.
I did record it. It's just that the kids came on after I finished recording.
Oh, okay.
That's great, though.
I'm sure it was a sight to see. I would have loved to be in the fly on the wall for that one.
Oh, well, the reason why I'm not releasing it as an official episode is 2 reasons. One, I didn't have my mic or headphones yet, so I had a constant echo.
Yeah.
2, I decided to invite in Time Enforcer Nubis and Zeke Freak on, but unfortunately we decided to talk about Girls in Panzer for the first half of the show, and Zeke Freak's never seen that show.
Yeah.
So he was just kind of deer in headlights the entire time.
Yeah.
So he was So he was pretty much Mascaros throughout the whole episode. It's like, yeah, cool, yep, yep, that's sure, yep, yeah, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah. One of my policies going forward is that we'll decide the topic beforehand, and it will and everyone in the podcast will have to have seen the show beforehand. For example, you're both. If I ever do a Monica podcast, you're both eligible.
Okay, yeah, I mean, we're gonna be. I won't really say when we're doing a Monica podcast, but I won't. I just won't say it when we're in Congress.
Okay.
I believe
Sorry.
I believe Cube over there plans on doing a Gakko Gurashi podcast once that finishes airing.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
that is a really good show. By the way, yes, we are doing a Gakko cast. I haven't decided an official date yet. It'll probably be a little bit after I redesign the set a little bit, but I can assure you it will be somewhere in October. I just haven't decided a solid date. Also, some announcements. I might be doing some. I do have a lot of show-centric shows planned. Like I am planning on revisiting Elfen Lied. I am planning on revisiting a few shows that I really liked back in my high school years, and seeing how they stack up now, and seeing if any of y'all have seen them or want to binge watch them before, or want to marathon watch them before coming on. See what your thoughts are, and we will discuss them. But yeah. So this week, a couple days ago, as of this recording, I saw the Love Live movie.
How was
And
that, by the way?
that was a really fun movie, although if you haven't watched the show, don't see the movie. Because I have watched 7 episodes of the first season, and I will say there were some parts of the movie that would have helped. There are some parts in the movie that could have helped if you had a bit of context if you watched the entire show. It's one of those movies where it helps if you've watched the whole entire thing from the first frame till the last frame of the last episode of the second season. And it's basically kind of like, basically, hey, this is their big last concert. They're going to New York City. It's all fun and all that stuff, and it's basically about. It's almost kind of like a passing of the torch kind of movie in a sense, because apparently, I guess Love Live is getting a another series, but it's going to be with totally new characters, like with Sunshine, I believe.
the band does, yes, it's Love Live Sunshine. The band name is called Course.
Cores and all that stuff, so it's no longer.
It's no longer Muse.
Yeah, it's no longer all about Muse. Yeah.
Watches the ratings absolutely tank, specifically because it is not Muse.
Yeah. I know some people are already not pumped for it, at least from my circle of friends.
Well, at least we won't have to deal with alternative pop listeners thinking that it's the band Muse, the American band Muse.
Yeah, the English. Yeah, that's true. I think that's the reason why that symbol is there and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I did get something from the movie. I actually at first got a Nozomi board, but I got a Honoka board.
Ooh.
Honkers is my. I traded my Nozomi for a Honkers, so yeah, it's pretty cute. Or Honoka. I like saying Honkers. It's so fun to say.
It's an adorable little nickname.
Yeah. Plus it reminds me of Doug, so that's a bonus. I mean, I kind of joked about it. Honoka starts Honker Burger and all that stuff. That's kind of like.
I guess my best Love Live girl right here.
Oh, Potori.
Yes.
Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, Katori's cute. I like her little dopey chibi face that appears in the corner and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
because alpacas.
Oh yes.
for me, because for me, my favorite Love Live, my favorite Muse girl is Maki. So I'm gonna.
Pretty cute. Yeah, I like Maki. It's always a tie for me. It's either Honoka or Ren for me. It's always a tie for me because Ren with her nyas and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's either with me it's Kotori or Hanyo. But yeah, I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'll do the shots fired thing. But opinion is Maki is the better version of Sugumi from K-On.
From what?
Mugi.
From
Mugi. It's talking about Mugi from K-On!
Yeah.
Oh! I didn't get enough K-On! to actually have an opinion on that, but from what I've seen, I actually kind of like Mugi. She's cute to me. At least
With
my
K-On!,
favorite's Yui though.
I'm more of a
I'm pretty
Ritsu
sure-
guy.
Yeah, Ritsu's pretty fun and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. All of them are great. Fuck it. So
I don't know why, but if a character in anime has, if a female character in an anime has a prominent forehead for whatever reason, I am automatically drawn to them.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why. It's just,
oh boy.
I don't know why. Anyway.
Yeah. And I also got the mail after like a month of fucking waiting. Thanks, right stuff. The No Game No Life special edition set with.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks fucking great. I haven't popped it in yet. I haven't really had a chance to really sit down and watch it because I've been busy. I had to kind of fix up a friend's computer because it was acting really slow and he needed my help. So being the good friend I am. But thanks to having to fix his laptop, I wasn't able to marathon Love Live because I was trying to marathon Love Live before I saw the movie, but that ended up not happening. So just a bunch of bullshit all around. But oh well, his computer's fixed. So there's that. But yeah. So guys, what's been going on with y'all?
Since we're all showing off collectible stuff and whatever, I'm just gonna show off one of mine, so because I feel left out.
What? Oh, you don't have anything you want to show off? Hey. I was just showing off what I got recently.
Oh.
Oh shit.
That is my Katsuragi figure.
Katsuragi.
Ah.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Katsuragi, guys.
Paid about $100 importing that from Japan.
Wow.
Was it worth it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's a gorgeous looking figure. It is.
We're not going to say that because of the boobs either.
Oh no, like it's actually got some really nice design work on it. She's actually got tiny little blushes on her cheeks. So.
Oh right. Recently, I just got into Senran Kagura. I recently got the first game on the 3DS, and let me tell you folks, everyone always kept saying to me, Senran Kagura is a shitty game. I will judge you if you play it. 3 years later. Okay, let's download this. The characters look kind of cute. Asuka's pretty cute. Well, let's download this. 1 hour later. Wow, this is fucking fun. Man, this is reminding me of Double Dragon. Holy shit, this is so much fucking fun. And I'm just like, man, were you guys playing a different game? Because, man, this game is fucking fun. Holy shit.
I think the only reason people judge Senran Kagura so harshly is because it's by Tamsoft, and they made the, what was it? The One-chan Bara series.
Uh,
Oh, I played Oni Chanbara. Oh yeah, I played that. I played the Wii game of that. And that was okay.
Yeah, it's from the same developers, but Senran Kagura is a million times better in every
Oh hell
respect.
yeah, hell yeah.
although I will say, unfortunately, they make you for long stretches of the game make you play as Hibari, which is the worst character of the five.
I still think she's kind of fun to play as in some respect, but I really do not
Katsuragi.
like. I do not like how Hibari is. It's very difficult to rack up a combo with Hibari.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Partic-
Katsuragi though, holy shit, she is fun to play as. Her fucking kick. Her fucking kick though.
Katsuragi is easily my favorite character to play as. She is. Her and Hikage are my favorite characters to play as because they're very fast, and I like Katsuragi for her power.
Yeah, she's definitely a power character for sure.
Let's
Yeah,
see. He kind of used the
No, we
the
don't need
green-haired girl,
power.
which is
Her.
he kind of used the green-haired girl, which is sort of her rival, correct?
what?
Hikage.
Hikage, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. For those that don't know, it's that Senran Kagura faces off with starts with the group of five girls, and there's like an evil count. Well, actually, not totally evil, but sort of a evilish counterpart to all of them.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
like kind of like an unethical shinobi kind of thing going on, if I'm not mistaken. Like
yeah,
basically, it's you're facing off against rebel ninjas, basically, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. They're less evil. It's what you said. They're less evil and more rebel ninjas because uh, they've walked away from the regular path of shinobi. It's either because they failed in their mission as shinobi, or they did something that is considered morally wrong. Doesn't matter for whatever reason that they did it, but it is considered morally wrong from the code of shinobi to do whatever they did, and they had to go into hiding and become an evil shinobi to continue doing what they wanted to do. And a lot of the game actually. One of my favorite parts of Senran Kagura is probably the story. I hear a lot of people say that Senran Kagura doesn't have that great of a story and it's really bare bones and stuff. I disagree. I really
It's a
disagree
funny
because
story. I mean, it's not like holy shit, this is so deep. Oh, it made me cry. It's a
how
fun.
Cubit, how far into the game have you gotten?
Well, I'm still on chapter one, so it's just
Oh
so
no,
far.
it gets darker.
Oh fuck, dude. Oh fuck, dude. You don't know shit yet.
No,
Yeah, I know.
it's like okay. Let me. I think it'd
Burst.
be.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Deep Crimson. I've been trying to keep away from spoilers for that one, but Burst gets fucking dark.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I remember you told me about that in a Skype call after I watched Gakko Garashi.
Yeah, a large amount of the story basically focuses on how a lot of the Hanzo girls basically go their entire shinobi lives believing that the world of shinobi is very black and white, and that evil shinobi are evil and they're terrible people and they have to be stopped and that sort of thing. But a lot of the game, a lot of the story actually focuses on how there are actually a lot of shades of gray in the world of these characters, and
Uh,
yeah.
how these different shinobi aren't really all that different from each other.
Or how I put it is that good and evil is often a social construction made by the very powerful, and it's well, actually, even though Hibari's the weakest one, she sort of ends up having to be a quote unquote evil ninja for quite a while.
Yeah, Yeah, for whatever reason, she actually defects to Hebijo for a time, and you actually get to see at the very least on the Hanzo side of the story, it basically gives you an idea of who these characters really are, and it's actually very fascinating.
Yeah.
And if you're going in order of like playing the Hanzo story first and then the Hebijo story, if you thought whatever was shown that was like dark and grim in the Hanzo story, it gets twice as dark and twice as grim in the Hebijo story.
Oh man, I'll have to.
Yeah, I'm
Basically,
gonna play more of it. Trust me.
I mean, for one thing, anything having to do with Hikage's backstory. Oh, let's just say there's a reason she doesn't smile.
Well, that's sad.
Anyway, but what's our actual topic for today?
Oh, we'll get to that in the main topic. So I guess before we go on to the main topic, what have y'all been watching?
Same as always.
Oh, it's still Gakko Garashi. Nothing really else has changed. Yeah, I need to catch up on some shows. I need to catch up on Charlotte because, like I said, I've been busy with some shit. The only thing I've really watched was the latest School Live, and holy shit! Not gonna spoil what happens, but all I'm just gonna say is basically what I said in that Twitter video. That was not okay. Not okay.
That, and as I said on Twitter, that episode was just wall-to-wall nope.
Wall to
Yeah.
wall.
It's as I think I tweeted to you, is that episode 10 is that episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely that episode, and you weren't fucking bullshitting either.
I think my entire, like, you specifically, Cube, said not to spoil anything in my tweets, so my entire set of tweets about that episode was me just going, no, why would you do that? No, don't, stop, no!
Yeah, that was definitely me. I was like shying at the screen. Come on, don't do that. Come on, hit her, come on. Yeah, that
Like,
was.
the entire episode was just, why would you do this to me? And I'm kind of glad that Prisma Ilya decided to take it easy a little bit this week, because if that had gone full plot as I had expected it to, then I just would have just, oh my god.
You need your dose of Kuro.
Yeah.
Yes. For lack of a better term, I guess so, yeah.
You need your dose of Kuro. There you go.
Yeah.
And my prediction for next episode, it's either she's dead meat or Mickey will be best girl next episode.
Who, the new character?
The one they got from from the mall.
Oh yeah.
My favorite.
Mikun.
Yeah, my favorite is Mikun, or what's her full name again? Forget her name.
Fucking forget.
I just call her Mikun because when I first started watching the show, not gonna lie, I thought she was a boy. I thought she was trans. To be honest.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too, until the shower scene.
Yeah, basically. Because I thought that it was a boy that just wanted to dress in that one, I guess. That just wanted to dress in that uniform, I guess, which was okay.
Miki Naoki, full name.
Miki, yeah, that's right, Miki. Thank you.
Hey, boy dressing up like a girl in an anime. Suddenly, everybody's having Himegoto flashbacks.
I never really watched Himegoto except for BZ, but that's about it.
Okay, I'm just going to say one thing. Don't.
That bad, huh?
I saw one episode. Yeah, I saw one episode, and my official recommendation is watch Hayate the Combat Butler instead.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Anything else before we move on?
No, not right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I
Oh,
have my dozen or so shows I'm watching, but enough of them.
okay, all right. Well, that's gonna do it for this first segment. Keep it right here on Otaku Midnight.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and everything.
Man, my computer was laggy like a son of a bitch. They kind of fucked. They kind of fucked up the recording a little bit. Y'all can still hear me, right? I kind of had to turn the camera off. Oh.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, cool.
I had to.
Oh, you had to mute yourself because someone busted in.
My sister had to come in for something. It's fine. It's nothing.
Okay.
Anyway,
Look at the sky, it's magic hour.
everyone keeps saying that it's like Omega Brilliant Park was so, and it was like, oh, it wasn't that good of a show. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I loved it.
I still need to watch it.
I think it's a really good show that people are really way too hard on. I think because it is A, Kyoto Animation, and B, from the creator of Full Metal Panic, they expect it to be this fantastic drama something or other.
Oh, you're talking about Amagi?
I'll be right back, folks. I'm gonna do something. Oh wait, right. I can. I don't have the camera on.
It's like they expect so much out of the show specifically because it's Kyoto Animation and creator of Full Metal Panic, and to them it just falls short, and they consider it to be not a very good show. But they're basing it, but they're criticizing it based on what the creators have previously done, and they're not really criticizing the show on its own merits. And on its own merits, it's a good show.
Yeah. I'd say it's not a great show, but it's still a good show.
Hold on.
I'd say
I'm sorry, my family's fucking stupid. Is anybody else here? Guess everybody else went up. Oh, no wonder. Well, shit. Hello, welcome to the I'm Alone, I Just Want to Cry podcast.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, but I'll say Amagi Brilliant Park was a decent show as
Yeah,
well.
like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it about a 7.5 to an 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd give it a slightly above average.
I'm, I'm, I'm,
Where the
I'm,
hood at? I gotta shoo these kids off right now.
I just had to. Ugh.
What?
But yeah, while you guys were gone, my family did stupid shit. So
Kevin's family does stupid shit. This show.
yeah, let's just say, listen back to what I was saying when both of you were gone. When the video goes live, it should be fun.
Oh,
Cheeky Nando's. Okay.
fortunately, I'm living alone, so
Cheeky Nando's.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay, it's not lagging any. Okay, my computer is not being a bitch. Let's see if I can actually turn my camera on. Oh, okay. Am I?
yep, you have a fluidity of motion.
Oh, wait.
beautiful fluid 240p resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's as good as it's gonna get until I upgrade. Until I upgrade the cable to actually be like 5 megs up. Okay. All right. So now let's see if I can actually record. Okay. Yep. Okay, I can record. Cool. Computers, stop being a bitch. Yay! Thank you, computer, for not being a bitch. Okay. I'm Pat. Yes, I
Oh,
encourage my. What is that sound? Is that your freaking? Is that your freaking smoke alarm or something?
Could be my phone.
It's like it's making this little beep sound. You might want to mute that.
Okay, I turned off
let me
my
just
phone.
let me just put this bowl in the fridge, and then we can get started.
Okay. Roger that. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Cool. All right. Computer, don't be a piece of shit. Thank you. Okay. Ready in 3, 2, 1. All right. Welcome back to Otaku Midnight, and we have some live comments from Zeke from not Zeke Freak. We have some live comments from VZ Mark II, and he says you need a weekly dose of Umaru-chan. Yeah, I know. I haven't been watching much Umaru-chan lately, but I'm not that behind on Umaru-chan, to be fair. So,
Speak for yourself.
yeah, Kevin is kind of just slowly going through it because didn't you say you're kind of like burnt out on slice of life anime for the current mo?
I'm very burned down on slice of life. It's just kind of difficult for me to watch anything unless it has a really big fantasy or horror or any sort of other dissonant genre twist to it.
Or like kind of like this, or just kind of like just a big thing that's like just kind of just a big thing going on with it, which is understandable. It's you can't really yeah. I mean, I understand why people would be burned out on certain genres of anime, and that's okay. It's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
Our
I'm following your Maru-chan. It's my description is sort of like a bunch of other shows mixed in a different way. Like it's or emo without the incest angle plus you, sometimes you get like a half strength Watamote, which is nice because I found regular Watamote just be too much. So
Yeah,
that's like half strength.
Watamote got pretty intense, honestly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I'll flat out admit that. I do want to do a Watamote podcast one day, and I
Yeah.
won't be those people that say, "Oh, it's actually not a Moe show, so stop calling it Moe, guys." So,
Uh,
what?
it's got a lot of subversive elements to it, so.
Well, yeah, but yeah. I'm not here to talk about what, but here, yeah, I'm not here to talk about what. Today, we are talking about physical media and its future. So, what is your stances on physical media? I'll let y'all go first, and I'll go last.
For me, I've been a gamer for a very long time, and I didn't really start focusing on digital media for my games and stuff. This is most of what this is talking about is games.
games and
Well,
anime and all that stuff, and how
yeah,
it relates to the future of movie distribution and game distribution and anime distribution, so on and so forth.
yeah,
Basically, entertainment distribution, that kind of thing.
yeah. But for this, I'm going to specifically be focusing on video games because that's where a lot of the problems seem to lie. Um, my big problem with digital distribution is that it actually cuts down on a lot of important markets in the gaming industry. There is no used market for digital games. You buy it, you're stuck with it. Um, there's no such thing as a sale
Unless
unless
we count
it's,
Steam sales, and a bunch of other things.
but it's completely on part of the publisher. Uh, like for different video games and different TV shows and movies and anime and stuff, depending on which depending on which retail store you go to, depending on whether you're focusing on Amazon or if you're going to Best Buy, these different stores will have different discounts for different games.
Uh huh.
Uh, with digital downloads, you're cutting that out completely. It's at a fixed price unless otherwise noted by the publisher. Um, and not to mention that there is the problem with storage space, which is very limited. Uh, like with really big games like your Call of Duties, or if you're us, your Senran Kagura's, uh,
Yeah.
the storage space you have to work with is very limited. Like I have two different 4 GB memory cards. I did have an 8 GB memory card, but my cousin stole it. So so it's very difficult for me to download games. I've downloaded a number of games for my 3DS, but that's only because one, I had money, and two, I was lazy. So and three, some of them were on sale. Like Whoa Dave was 99 cents at one point. I got both Resident Evil Revelations and Resident Evil: The Mercenaries 3D uh, for about $8-9 each, which I think was a really great price. Revelations is a fantastic game for the record, but there are just a lot of gray areas with this. But I think what the biggest problem a lot of people have is when publishers discontinue games. Now, for whatever reason, uh, with physical versions of the game, you don't really have much of a problem with that because there are actual copies out in the wild, and you can pick them up used for either cheap or if they're in high demand, low number. They'll be a little bit expensive, like $90 to $100 maybe.
Uh huh.
Uh, but with digital downloads, if a publisher discontinues a game, there is no
It's
other
gone
way.
forever.
It's gone. I think the biggest example of this would be PT, which was the playable trailer for Silent Hill, which was a production between
Oh, Gal
between Hideo Kojima
and Del Toro.
and
Yeah, that one.
and Guillermo del Toro.
That hurt. Holy shit.
That was total bullshit. Konami completely removed it from
Obligatory.
PlayStation.
Fuck Konami right here. Just want to say. Fuck.
Yeah, fuck Konami. But for those who don't know, they removed it. Not only did they remove it from the PlayStation Network, they removed any chance. They removed the ability to re-download it from your data cache. So you delete that game, you're never going to get it back. And that actually puts a very, very fixed number of copies of the game in existence, and they're dwindling by the day.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those. That's the reason why, like, for a while, like, apparently I've heard from a CU podcast. Shout out to Pat the NES Punk, by the way. They were talking about how that people were selling their PS4s that happened to have that data on there, which I think was kind of fucking hilarious, in my honest opinion.
Well, if you want to play the game, it's the only way you can get it now. So
That sucks. That really does suck.
it
See,
does, and that's
and
and
you brought
that
up.
that's
Go on.
that,
You
that
go
that's
first.
really my biggest issue with digital distribution. If the rights to a game expire, like with Scott Pilgrim versus the World, as well as the Capcom uh, Xbox Live Arcade and PSN release of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Heritage for the Future. In both of those cases, the license expired within a short time period, and the games were all discontinued,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and they can't be bought anymore.
And
Uh,
that's and you know and
at the very least, with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you can still get old PlayStation and Dreamcast copies. But with Scott Pilgrim, that's the only way you could have bought that game. You're shit out of luck.
that's just and you brought up one of my biggest axes to grind with digital distribution. When a publisher either goes out of business, loses the rights, or flat out says, hey, we're just going to discontinue this. Bye. Uh, it's shit like that. That's the whole reason why I am not 100% gung ho on on exclusive digital distribution because and I do know and I do acknowledge that if it wasn't for digital distribution, stuff like Cinema Congruent Burst wouldn't happen. Shovel Knight would have never been a thing in its current form, and yeah, certain games probably would have not been able to exist if it wasn't for digital distribution.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's but it's like my friend, shout out to you, bro, Tone Dog said, it's a double-edged sword. It's like
Yeah.
it's convenient, but at the same time, but at what cost?
You're basically giving all you're basically giving the publisher the rights to manipulate this game and its distribution in any way they please,
And,
and
and
I don't think that's okay.
I don't think it's okay either. And one might ask, how do we fix digital distribution? And how does one fix digital distribution? I mean, what do you guys think can fix all of them?
I have no idea. I think the biggest one is I think the biggest fix would probably be to keep is for all these services to give each of these users a data cache where they can store their previously downloaded titles, like the 3DS eShop as well as the Google Play Store both have these.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because my friend Sukento actually pointed out to me. Nintendo has actually been pretty good with if you previously downloaded a game and it's been delisted, they usually will let you download that if that's tied to your account or something like that. Not sure how that works.
Yeah, it's because they have a special data cache for each user that they keep the data for certain games inside. For games that are still listed, it's downloaded from the main servers, I believe. I'm not sure how this works, but my guess is if it's not delisted, it's downloaded from the main servers, but if it's been delisted, but it is on your re-download screen, it's downloaded from your data cache.
Yeah, I mean, I think one way to probably fix that is is data caches and maybe it's such a fox it's just a fox it's such a catch-22. You really don't know how to really fix it, but that's the whole reason why I feel that physical media is better. Yes, I know you need a shelf. Yes, I know you need the space, and I know for some people that's a luxury and not really something that can be a thing for people. And that's totally understandable. I can understand why certain people would be behind digital distribution, but what kind of gets to me is like how our internet is currently right now, like in the U.S. I mean, look at us. The whole entire world is laughing at us when it comes to internet connections. I mean, Korea has the fastest internet connection with no bullshit whatsoever. And over here, we get dog shit for internet. And if people just want to have
Yeah.
like streaming and all that stuff, if anything wants to be exclusively streaming, what about for Jim Bob down in Illinois that has like real bad internet connection and he's unable to play this game or watch this show because it's exclusively streaming. I feel like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, unless if internet situations improve, especially where I live, and also for other countries that also have dog shit internet like us. I feel like that's the only way to solve it is if ISPs step their game up, and that's the only way we'll be able to embrace digital distribution properly, and also if publishers stop being dicks too.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing about digital distribution, honestly, is probably that it's completely superfluous, but I think my favorite thing is that sometimes Google Play will offer free movies, and from that I've actually gotten a lot of really fun movies. Like
Yeah,
from the Disney Movies Anywhere service alone, I've gotten both Wreck-It Ralph and Monsters Inc. And from the main Google Play service, I've gotten a Fairly Odd Parents live-action movie. I've gotten Transformers. I've gotten this Christian movie called All Things Big and Small. It's this little cartoon. It's I've gotten a Shaun the Sheep short. I've just gotten a bunch of stuff off of Google Play specifically because it's free. So I think that's probably the only thing that I can really say is a positive. It's like, hey,
yeah.
free shit.
Yeah, and also Zeke Freak also says, yeah, with I'm stripping out his elitism. Talk about how physical games consistently have faster load times and better performance than casuals.
What?
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's probably shit posting like he usually is.
Yeah, he probably is, because from what I've seen, disk loading is really slow compared to
Cartridge.
compared to straight data loading.
Yeah. Well, the Nintendo 64 kind of disproves that. So
Yeah.
that's a story. That's a different story entirely. But as far as anime distribution is concerned, I feel that watching something on physical media is kind of the best way to go, especially for me since I'm a huge quality person. I always buy the shows that I love and all that stuff. Like, for example, when Sentai eventually releases School Live or Gakko Garashi, I'm fucking buying.
Yeah.
I'm buying that.
Agreed.
And I like how legal and I do embrace. And here's the thing: I'm not against like video streaming. I only want to like it's kind of giving me a chance to kind of like legitimately try the shows that just legitimately try the shows without going through a seedy BitTorrent thing and all that stuff. And yeah, and that's perfectly fine. And it's all perfectly all well and good, except for probably those two shows that are unlicensed, Nanoha Vivid, and a bunch of other things.
Don't bother with Nanoha Vivid. It's not worth it.
So
I have not seen Nanoha Vivid, though I plan to. Specifically because it's Nanoha and you can't fucking stop me. Ha 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 ha.
Nanoha is fucking awesome. What are you talking about?
It is.
No, I'm just... The first 3 seasons are okay. It's just Vivid's just...
I'm watching it anyway.
I feel sorry for you. It's not Strikers. It's not Ace.
this wasn't the follow-up to Strikers you were talking. Anyway, so Jekyll Geek, let's hear your opinions on it since you've mostly been quiet for most of it.
Okay, can I ask you a question first off the bat? How old are you two guys?
I'm 27. I'm 27.
21.
Okay, I'm 30. I think 36 or so.
I remember
So-
VHS tapes too, bro.
Me too. too. I was a 90s
Oh.
kid. I know this shit.
I lived
No.
in a didn't get my first DVD player until like 2005.
I hooked up my
Okay.
first TV player in 2000. Oh. Shit. I almost fell down again. Fuck.
Oh.
Careful.
It's the SJW episode of NTR Radio almost all over again. When I got triggered and fell down. Okay. Anyway, go on, Mr.
Okay.
Fucking
so-
tell Lorena!
Okay, so I grew up in a time when you only had physical media, and it was awful in its own ways because you had to blind buy pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to know, you wouldn't have the ability to know Garako Garashi is a really good show unless the An America, which was the $5 a month equivalent you bought equivalent to ANN told you it was good. And
yeah, I'm sorry, but comparing An America to ANN is
That's kind of a faux pas. Bad call. Bad call, bro.
yeah,
Bad
the difference is that An America was good.
okay, point taken. But it's still you had to take someone else's word for it.
Well, you still have to do that anyway with movies and stuff, unless you're a pirate.
Yes, but that's the. Well, but the thing is, you can get you see a movie for only $8. You don't have to buy it for 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was back when the whole rental pricing thing was kind of a thing. I know about that. Thank you to NTR Radio.
Yeah, and as for the used market, I think I go with the old saying, penny arcade. The thing is, if you buy used, you're not, say, an Ubisoft buyer or buying from said. You're just a GameStop. You're just buying from GameStop, not the publisher.
Yeah, not from Ubisoft. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally get that. That's the reason why most people, when they're boycotting companies like back when Take-Two Interactive was being a bunch of pricks and all that stuff, they were in order to boycott Take-Two, you basically bought their games used and all that stuff. For those that remember that bullshit.
Yeah.
What was all that about, though? I don't recall.
I guess it was like, if I remember correctly, because I remember Play It Bogart was kind of the victim of this. Basically, what happened was they were issuing takedowns of videos that had like GTA 4 or stuff like that.
Oh, that.
Yeah, it was shit like that. So.
You mean the usual bullshit?
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Nintendo.
Well, that and I've looked at digital distribution and say it's allowed me to play a lot of the old Nintendo games I would never have gotten the chance to play again. For example, you can download Zelda for $5 instead of being very lucky and hunting it down for $100 somewhere, and then having to blow on the cartridge till it works.
I think
I have an original copy of it from my sister. So.
I think the biggest thing with digital distribution there, you make a great point, and I think the biggest game that's really made a name for digital distribution, at least for older games, is the Earthbound series.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
You can buy both. Not only can you buy Mother 2 as Earthbound for like $15,
you can buy Mother 1 as Earthbound Beginnings.
Yeah, and that actually does open up a new avenue for Mother 3, which I think is pretty much inevitable at this point. So it
I
is.
please Nintendo, make it fucking happen. That will give me incentive to buy a Wii U immediately and play it again.
It's like, come on,
And,
come on.
use Tomatoes translation, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just come on, Nintendo. You're teasing us so much. Just jerk us off and get done with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
just get to the sex already. Come on.
and
Put it in me, Scott.
the thing is, a lot of this stuff, I also say, especially with the anime, a lot of stuff isn't worth buying. Whereas you'd have to buy a disc or a VHS for everything,
Yeah.
no matter how much it's stake. Or
Yeah, but back in, I think the easiest thing back in the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, was actually Netflix when they were doing DVD only.
yeah,
That was actually very useful. Not to mention the rental. There was also the whole rental.
Blockbuster's pretty much helped out too. There was that.
Blockbuster. What Blockbuster? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about back then, stupid.
I know. I know. I remember Blockbuster. I did Hollywood Video more.
Yeah, well, that was around my area. There was like one or two Hollywood videos, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
I
the
lived in Florida.
I,
but I think also the question, the idea of how the internet works for this country brought up. You can't also have to remember we're a very big country with a lot of empty space.
Oh, that's probably the.
Like
No, go ahead.
compared to South Korea, the thing is South Korea is pretty much just New York State or something like
Yeah.
yeah,
like that.
they're pretty much like, because I think the whole reason why their internet is like godlike is mainly because of like the big MMORPG thing over there. And I think that's all thanks to companies like Nexon and all that stuff too.
Oh yeah, like Maple Story,
Maple Story, League of Losers. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Whack-Fu.
Mm.
Oh God, if I had my thing on, I would probably.
League of Losers. Wow. Wow,
But
that took me a full 10 seconds to get. Shit.
League
no,
of.
the thing is, most first world countries, except for the United States, are kind of about the size of one state, size of one small to medium American state, and with about up to 50, 60 million people. So it's like they're constant. They don't have to have internet across Montana or something like that, or Wyoming.
Yeah. Or they don't have to do it for like a tin can or something like that. That kind of shit.
Hmm.
Can you hear me now? No.
I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, the question. It's really the question is it improves as far as it is profitable, and the thing is it's tech, so I don't see how much regulation we need in that with in terms of
Net neutrality and all that stuff.
not just net neutrality, but stuff like it's where the money is. So it's not like we have to worry about minimum wage laws or stuff like that.
Yeah. That's kind of a whole different can of worms right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only way to make. But like I said, I think that's the only way to make, internet, internet distribution more desirable for people is to like. But for most people, most people are they have their hearts in physical, and that's definitely me per se. And but although streaming is good if you want to binge watch stuff and all that stuff, like for example, I've been I've been why do I say why do I keep saying binge watching? I hate that term. Uh, like
You probably don't need it as much as you think.
yeah, I
What?
guess I'm tsundere, I guess. It's not like I like that term, stupid.
I was about to say.
Like anyway, but I will say I think streaming has helped a lot of American TV too. Like for example, I've been watching a lot of Walking Dead and all that stuff. Mainly because of Gakko Garashi and all that stuff. And I will say, if it wasn't for Netflix, I probably would have to either pirate it or have to roll the dice and buy the season sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, admittedly, streaming is doing a lot of good for a lot of shows. Particularly, you can now do profitable original streaming programming like House of Cards, Marvel's Daredevil. What?
Orange is the New Black. That's a Netflix exclusive.
Yeah, stuff like that's actually profitable now, and it wouldn't have been way back when.
Yeah, especially since back in the late '90s, early 2000s. Having internet like we have now, it wasn't even thought of back then.
Yeah.
You had to rely on 768K WMV streams for the most part.
Yeah, most people wouldn't even be able to play the original Neverwinter Nights, let alone World of Warcraft on those old setups.
Or even the thing is, I think
most people struggled with RuneScape.
Oh, I remember.
Yes.
I remember my friend would just be like, "Oh man, bruh, you gotta try out RuneScape. It's like the best thing ever since sex, bruh."
And then you stand around a pile of ore, pretty much.
With a
And
little.
That game just sounded boring as shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I envision it's after about 10 minutes you're entirely covered with armor, so it's the whole point of customizing your appearance was pointless because you're now just covered in copper armor, and that one piece of bronze that you found, and everyone looks like this mismatched mesh of armor pieces.
Yeah. But going back to what we were talking about.
Going back. Yeah, I don't want to get too radically off topic.
Yeah, streaming is definitely a bigger option for a lot of people.
Yeah, especially since if you and I do understand the need for physical rental stores to exist and also libraries to exist.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point too. Like when people say my rental store is gone, what do I do now? Well, if you still don't have a good internet connection, well, guess what? The library. There you go. Hey, I'm not joking. It's a real.
I know.
Yeah, you can. I've actually watched a few anime that way too. I remember watching Godfathers that way.
Yeah, believe it or not, that is actually how I watched K-On! I actually rented the Bandai DVDs from my library because they had because all the libraries in the area were connected and you could order things from different
libraries. Yeah, that's like that with my library too.
Yeah, I did that with the K-On! Original single sets from Bandai, and that's how I watched that show. I also did that with
What
was it? Scrapped Princess.
Oh.
Scrapped Princess, which is actually a really good show.
It is. I haven't really watched it in a while though, but let's see. How I was able to watch. I watched like the first DVD of Mushishi, and let me just say, that was how I found out that show was a total fucking yawn fest for me. There, I said it. There, I said it, folks.
Oh my god, that's one
Suck.
hell of an unpopular opinion.
Yes.
Ooh. And
Yeah.
also,
Not as unpopular as Zeke Freak's opinion, which he says, "Mother sucks, bite me. I'm Zeke. I'm edgy." Boom.
What sucks? What?
He says that Mother sucks.
Oh, like the game Earthbound. Oh.
Yeah, Earthbound. Yeah, he used to say the Earthbound series sucks.
I've never honestly played the Earthbound games, but once I get a Wii, or once
Yeah,
I get a Wii U,
Please
once
do.
I get a Wii
It's
U.
worth it. It's worth it because I have beaten it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Every time.
okay,
I'm honestly.
Yo.
Go ahead.
okay, I was thinking it's one of those things that's, the whole controversial topic, something is overrated. I think my opinion is that oftentimes when you're saying there's two types of overrated. And it's like one of them I call heresy overrated. Because there's these some like any show that you cannot feel like you cannot talk glowing about without people that look like you've just committed heresy. It's like,
Yeah, I used to piss people off when I used to call Muzizi. Muzizi.
yeah. Yeah.
Mushi. Oh, what was that? I fell asleep through the title. I just made it. Yeah, Adventure Time reference right there.
Yeah, Mushishi's never really been my thing personally. It's like.
Aw, same. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. I mean, if you like it, that's cool in the gang, but not for me. Sorry.
Yeah, it's cool in the gang. Wow.
Blame Anubis for that. I mean, well, it's also a band too from the '70s. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with Mushishi, it's like great if you like it. With my opinion on popular shows is, if you like it, that's fine. But if I don't like it, you don't really have a say in whether or not I should like it or not.
Yeah, especially if you haven't watched it and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, you don't really have the authority to say that kind of thing.
Yeah, like for me, I've given Sword Art Online a fair shake, and that's just not a show that I like at all.
I'd be honest about Sword Art
Online. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not gonna hate on people who like Sword Art Online. If you like Sword Art Online, I'm going to side-eye you, but I'm just gonna be like, okay, feel free to like that. Not my problem. But then the same people look at me and it's like, oh, you'll like Sword Art Online eventually. Everybody likes Sword Art Online. How can you not like Sword Art Online? Like it's like they treat it like the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it's not. It's like I think my biggest problem with Sword Art Online fans is less that they are overwilling to accept the flaws of the series, and more that they completely brainwash themselves into thinking it has no flaws whatsoever.
Yeah, like Zeke Freak said, you're either two of these people, or like three of these people, as you said. You're either a 12-year-old weeaboo that just got into anime and you think it's the most greatest thing ever since sliced bread, or you're the person that thinks it's holy shit, it's God, yeah, bow down to Sword Art Online, or you're the people that says fuck this show, fuck everything about it, fuck everything about it.
Oddly enough, I think
it's the most piece of shit thing that ever happened.
I can be the fourth person, oddly enough, since I can see why it's popular, because it's sort of like putting having a sort of a harem show, but with an actual shonen protagonist, as opposed to I'm blandly nice guy like every other harem show.
Yeah, at the very least, At the very least, I'll give it to Kirito. He does have some balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only
With 2 years worth of semen.
Glop glop, motherfucker.
Glop, glop, glop. I'll let me just praise this about Sword Art Online, the music. I actually like the
Yes.
music from Sword Art Online.
It's
Then again,
Yuki, it's Yuki Kajiura. You gotta love her.
I will admit, this is probably just me having a Yuki Kajiura bias, so there's that. So, but anyway,
Yes.
back to physical media. What else did you want to say about Checkle since we got radically off topic?
Okay, let's see. I talked about the America's Internet. I think it's other than things like the distributors taking stuff offline, like the PT problem.
Yeah.
And I think if it's never a problem, they'll eventually bring it back in some form. It'll be like GOG. I think it's just really just any problem will be solved once they figure out a profitable enough way to solve it.
Yeah, basically, that's pretty much it until corporations just stop trying to figure out a way to rip people off and all that stuff again and all that stuff.
Yeah. Publishers need to stop trying to think about themselves and think more about their consumers.
Yeah, that's the thing. They think like, they know what the consumer wants, but in reality, they really, really don't.
They
I
know
don't
what they want, but that's not necessarily what we want.
Yeah, because it's like they think like, oh, you just want to make it easy to pirate our games. No, 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 that's not it. And that's another thing with digital distribution. For the most part, this is a double-edged sword, and I get why it exists, but DRM. Sometimes DRM can be system crippling and all that stuff. Like especially because I know there were some games a few years ago that had like some DRM in it. Like it was pretty system crippling from what I've heard, and you had to pretty much crack your own game in order to practically play it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the game in particular, but I do remember RMake 21 making a huge fucking deal about it.
Yeah, I remember that too. I don't recall the game either, but I do remember it was quite the shitstorm.
Yeah.
I think it's the it's the problem that that I believe that most people will try to take a legal option as long as it's a decent legal option. And the thing is, piracy will exist in a limited amounts no matter what you do about it.
Yeah, that's the thing that's the thing that corporations, I feel, need to realize. And I feel like anime companies, for the most part, they know it's there, but they've kind of figured out ways to coexist in a sense. I guess at least in the anime fandom, not so much in the movie spectrum of things. I know.
Yeah,
Go on.
Yeah, like with anime, I've actually noticed, according to this website, that it's either NJ or Big on Anime. They use this website where it grades different websites based on traffic, and both Kiss Anime and Crunchyroll have roughly the same grade.
Oh, really? Shit.
Yeah.
Like, are we talking stuff like Alexa or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's the site, but they do grade based on traffic, who goes to the site, and both Kiss Anime and Crunchyroll are pretty much on equal footing.
But they're kind of like nose to nose, that kind of thing.
Basically, Crunchyroll's a little bit higher up, but not by a whole lot.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that Crunchyroll is doing really, really good, and I think that's really great that they are doing good and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm a Crunchyroll subscriber.
do. Me too.
Ditto.
And yeah, I think it's um, well, the thing is, it's very hard to crack down on all piracy. And here's the question: the problem is piracy. The damage to piracy from piracy is a very gray number because the thing is, it's the damage. The monetary damage caused by piracy is the amount of stuff. The difference between the amount of copies you would have bought if there were no piracy and the amount that you have. And for example, like you said, you're buying Gakko Garashi, the DVD set. It the ironic thing is, it wouldn't have mattered if you pirated the show beforehand, then bought the set. It's
You
the thing is,
pretty much have free license to do whatever you want after that. I mean, at least in my opinion, at least.
yeah, because the thing is, you've paid the anime companies their money. But the thing is also there's the kind of pirates is they're pirating because they don't have the money, and if they stop pirating, they'll just stop watching.
Yeah. You're
I've
still
always
cutting you're still cutting out a key audience there.
And all I'm just gonna say is this: and Gabe Newell said it best. You know, say what you will about Gabe Newell and Half-Life Free, and all the jokes about Gaben, and all that stuff. But let me just say this: Gabe Newell pretty much nailed it right on the head. Piracy is a service issue.
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much don't need enough said. You know, you don't really need to see anything else much after that. It's just piracy is a service issue, and that's what really sucks about movie studios. Movie studios, they like to do this thing like where a movie is not immediately available on Netflix. You gotta like wait a year or wait 6 months and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's just really fucking stupid. Oh, I think we got a live comment coming in. Oh, I can get. Wait. These two comments are coming from VZ Mark II. Most of my anime watching was stuff recorded on TV, friends buying from friends of Japan-only shows at the time, like Gao Gaigar, Japanese Transformers, and Super Sentai. This was, of course, in the 90s. You know, back then, you know, in order to like pirate some of these things, you kind of have to know, like, you know, your local anime club and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad that's kind of less of a thing now, because I heard, like, you have to be on super good terms with basically the quote-unquote tape god, or if you piss them off, or you don't give them the right snacks, you aren't seeing any fucking anime, buddy.
Yeah, well, I guess you won't. It's like, well, I guess you won't be seeing the new episode of Zoo Ranger then.
I guess you won't be watching Yurusei Yatsuru with me. Bye!
I guess I'll keep these Ranma tapes to myself.
Yeah. And I'll be keeping my, what's the show? I'll be keeping my Ava tapes, bud.
Oh yeah, especially since the VHS Ava from ADV was only 2 episodes per disc per tape.
Per tape, yeah.
I think the only reason you actually brought up a really good example there with Evangelion. ADV Films actually began as a fan subtitling venture, and they got and Matt Greenfield got some capital, and he ended up using that to open up a business venture where he got this one anime from like 1992 or something and released it, and he was basically able to create an empire off of that. I think the only reason anime companies are much more forgiving and much more willing to coexist with piracy
Because
is
they
probably,
started for piracy.
yeah, Crunchyroll, for God's sake. Crunchyroll started as a
The
fan
fans,
sub streaming site.
yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how the whole. That's pretty much the ball of wax right there.
Yeah, the only reason the only reason why anime companies are so willing to coexist with the pirates is because they were pirates themselves at one point.
And now they've just become one of the 7 warlords of the sea.
Pirates working for the government.
And Zeke says, "Way to take 5 minutes to explain there are no lost sales." Well, we got to figure out some way to fill an hour.
Padding.
Yeah.
I love it.
No. If we really wanted to drag this out, we could have gone the Dragon Ball Z route and just stared at each other for like 20 minutes.
Or we could just grunt at each other. Okay, no. Okay. Final thoughts. How can we? But final thoughts. What are your final thoughts on digital distribution? With you going ahead. With you, Kevin, go ahead.
If you're going to digitally distribute, don't throttle your audience. Keep things available to them, and if you end up having to let go of the license, if you no longer have the license anymore, make it so that they can still download the game from their data cache. That's really the biggest problem I have with it, at the very least with video games. I think with movies and TV shows, companies basically have that one down pat. It's just digital games is where the biggest problems lie.
Yeah. For me, like I said, I am a physical purist, but I just hope that movie studios will stop this rule that basically says, oh, you can't have anything on Netflix too soon or something like that. But yeah, well, that's the show basically. Jekyll Geek. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I forgot.
I will restate my something I said is that, yeah, I know there's problems, and I think those problems will be solved once someone thinks up a profitable enough solution to those problems. But creates another problem with the offset, just like everything.
Yeah, basically. You got to figure out if the loss is better than the gain. If you think like the gain is better than the loss, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is one of the double-edged swords of business, basically, when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right,
well, that's the show, folks. I hope you guys had fun listening to us, and I don't really know what the topic is going to be for next week, not for the week after next. But I'm pretty sure Kevin, and Zeke, and I, if Zeke feels better. Zeke, I know you're listening. I know we kind of ragged on you a little bit, but Zeke, I hope you feel better, buddy. And yeah. So that's the show.
come on, Zeke. You're literally 1/3 of the show.
Yeah. Although I kind of welcome this break, to be honest. But yeah. So Jekyll, you want to say anything before we end the show?
Okay. My name is Jekyll Geek. You can find me on the Jekyllcast and blog. My blog is and my Jekyllcast is the podcast I'm starting up, which has 2 episodes so far, and hopefully, actually, I haven't confirmed anything, but Think about next week, hopefully recording a third episode if you're free. I was thinking I'd finish Hidamari Sketch by that time.
Oh, okay. But keep in mind, my knowledge of Hidamari Sketch is only up until like I only watched a little bit of the third season, so there's that. Oh,
Personally, my knowledge of Hidamari Sketch stops at around 365, so...
Okay, well, I did.
let me see.
And I'll have to Kevin, do you have any list of all your favorite animes so I could eventually invite you on the Jekyll cast someday?
It was on I'm not sure if it was on Bakagaijin or if it was on here, but I do have a top 6.
Okay.
Okay, all right. We'll talk about that. I can't really get my email to load on my phone, so and my printer is being kind of a bitch, so I didn't have a chance to write out. I did have a chance to get emails in, so there's not going to be a third segment. So as soon as I fix that, I'll read out every email ever, including Zeke's, although his was pretty funny.
All right, and real quick, speaking of which, Zeke, are we going to do a Hunter x Hunter episode or not?
Actually, here's the thing. I want that to be here for this reason. Zeke was actually talking to someone about doing a Hunter x Hunter episode on my show back in the podcast 0 days. So as soon as I watch Hunter x Hunter, I want to do an episode with y'all. So once I watch it, count on it. It's happening.
Excellent. All right.
Well, if you need a fourth guy, I can do that as well.
Because I'm like I love Hunter x Hunter. That's a fantastic show, and I'm still kind of crazy over it. So I want to do an episode about it as soon as possible because I got all these ideas bouncing around in my head, and I need to get them out.
Yeah, I'll be your fourth guy. I'll be your Leoria.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'd have to be Kurapika. Kyubey would have to be Gon, and frickin' asshole Zeke would be Killua.
Yeah, he probably would. I probably would be Gon. I'd just be the cute Shota and all that stuff. Although
constantly smiling.
Yeah, just smiling like and all that stuff.
I'm the one with the tortured past. Okay.
Okay, all right, guys. Well, I hope you all had fun with listening to us ramble and me yell and scream and all that stuff. Yeah, actually, you get to hear me yell and scream this episode, so there's that. Yeah. All right, guys. That's gonna do it for this episode. And even though we get delisted every time we say it, this is Otaku Midnight. Yeah.